someone is leaking GTA 6, and somehow that's not even the weirdest part of this story, because the people behind it aren't just leaking one of the most anticipated games ever made. Oh, no, no, no. They have demands. They want to reform the video game industry. They've published what is basically a manifesto, and because apparently this story just wasn't stupid crazy enough, there's a freaking cryptocurrency. Because of course there is. Now, I just want to do the lame disclaimer up front, okay? I don't agree with the whole stealing and leaking GTA 6 approach to consumer advocacy. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But this story has somehow managed to combine GTA 6 hackers, game preservation, anti-consumer business practices, grip Rockstar desperately trying to erase leaked footage from the internet, and a hacking group that apparently is auditioning for V for Vendetta. So obviously, I just had to talk about it. All right, so first off, what the heck actually happened? Okay, so on August 18th, someone or some group calling themselves CyberLeek started releasing what appears to be unreleased GTA 6 material. Now, we're gameplay footage, screenshots, and material supposedly giving us a much better look at the map of Leonida. And yes, I'm going to be lame and use apparently because Rockstar hasn't exactly released a statement saying, yep, that's our shit, enjoy. So we don't know exactly what CyberLeek has, where it came from, and more importantly, how old some of this material actually is. So if you're looking at these clips, they're all over X Twitter. If you want to go find them, you can, and you can try to determine what GTA 6 will look at launch, but I would pump the brakes just a little bit, because we just don't know. Now, Take-Two has reportedly been issuing copy strike takedowns against uploads containing some of it, so that does kind of lean towards this being actually true, like it actually is some valid build of the game, which is why I'm not going to be putting any footage up here. Again, you can go and search it yourself. I'm too new to risk a strike on my channel. I mean, the timing is just incredible, honestly. Rockstar has an official extended look for GTA 6 scheduled for August 27th, I think, sometime next week, and this happens. Basically, what Rockstar spent years controlling every microscopic crumb of information surrounding one of the most anticipated games ever made, and roughly a week before they're preparing to finally, hopefully, show us more on their own, CyberLeek just comes barging through the wall like the freaking Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah!
Except CyberLeek didn't just want to leak GTA 6, they decided to use this game to make a point. Which is where we come to, behold, the Edict. Now, because they didn't just want to complain about a video game industry, they decided to release something that they're calling the CyberLeek Edict, and I'll just call it an edict because that's what they want to call it, but let's be real here. What the frick is this thing? I mean, it's this weird hodgepodge of a manifesto, a list of demands, and some ransom letter adjacent PowerPoint. I mean, just look at it, okay? It's blue screen of death coded, and we've got some old school block text. It's written like somebody desperately wants you to hear Hugo Weaving's voice while you're reading it, and you can practically just hear people of the gaming industry. Sorry, that's a little more Bane, but you get my point. They're going so hard for that V takes over every television in Britain moment. Very anonymous coded, very We Are Legion, except we'll come back to how well they actually pull that off, because underneath all of this theatrical presentation is the really annoying part. Some of their complaints aren't bad. They complain about things like digital pre-order, single-player DLC already sitting in game files, but locked behind another purchase, games unnecessarily depending on servers that can eventually be shut down, and increasingly blurry distinctions between buying something and, buying a license or permission to access it. They want things like online functionality, they want better preservation, they want consumers to retain access to the games that they have published. Oh, and by the way, these aren't demands, they're commandments. Because apparently demands just wasn't dramatic or theatrical enough. And, why did the crazy GTA 6 hacker edict have to make some good points? I mean, I don't like paying full price for something I don't meaningfully own either. I don't like games unnecessarily requiring an internet connection, and I certainly don't need a hacker manifesto to convince me that video game publishers have become exceptionally creative at extracting money from people who already bought the freaking game. We can hate corpo bullshit, we can understand why piracy exists, wink wink nudge nudge, and we can advocate for preservation and ownership, but this? Nah, sorry bro, this ain't it.
This is the way.
Mando, this is not the way. That's my winky face. Not very good at winking. But apparently these people are actually trying to accomplish some of these goals, and they agree with the Stop Killing Games movement, who ended up having to respond to the whole situation. Basically, they just have this really huge statement. I'm not going to read it out. I'll put it up on the screen here if you want to check it out. But more or less, they just said this is not the way. That's particularly funny because they're advocating for many of the same underlying consumer concerns CyberLeek claims to care about, and just basically saying that their approach isn't give us what we want or we leak a Grand Theft Auto. Stop Killing Games criticized using illegal methods to pursue those goals, which really highlights just how bizarre CyberLeek's approach is, because you can have a legitimate grievance without appointing yourself the mysterious masked representative of gamers everywhere and issuing a grand list of demands to the video game industry. This has the energy of encountering a problem, being told no, and immediately escalating to, very well, then I shall issue. And my God, come on. You don't get to declare yourself the final boss of consumer advocacy, and the theatrical presentation just makes it so much funnier. You will listen to us. Here are our demands. We have the files. Okay, V, settle down. Actually, you know what? No. This isn't sophisticated enough for V for Vendetta. This is giving Skeletor from the new Masters of the Universe movie.
Tanya shall witness mine eyes.
Except somehow Skeletor has better monologuing skills, better communication skills, and a more coherent plan. And he is
The villain.
So maybe workshop the Edict next time, tone down the theatrics a little bit. Well, it makes for a lot of fun content. I did very much enjoy reading it. I mean, like, come on. We don't even exactly know what CyberLeek has or how old all of it is. There's a lot of reports that they actually have a full running build of the game, which is interesting. But Rockstar and Take-Two clearly don't want this material circulating, so I do think that lends a lot of credence to their claims. It doesn't necessarily mean CyberLeek is sitting on the finished GTA 6 like a Bond villain holding the nuclear launch codes, but they are over there going like... And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, but what exactly do you have, sir? And then, because apparently issuing an edict wasn't dramatic enough, there's a meme coin, because of course there is. It's 2026. Why would we be allowed to have a normal cybercrime store? CyberLeek has reportedly been using the attention surrounding all of this to support a Solana-based cryptocurrency associated with the project. Please don't buy into this, okay? The distributed material has reportedly included CyberLeek branding, QR codes, and promotion for the token, and they insist it's not a cash grab because apparently the money is supposed to fund their operation, which, like, why don't you just, I don't know, and some sort of like secret project involving digital rights, which, I mean, maybe these are the Robin Hoods of Grand Theft Auto. Maybe they're going to use the crypto money to usher in a glorious new era where every game works offline forever. We actually can own the things we purchase, and Ubisoft personally drives to my house and hands me a physical copy. I mean, I don't know. Weirder things have happened, but that's actually precisely why I'm not giving them any money, and I don't think you should either. So here's some financial advice from someone profoundly unqualified to provide financial advice. If the anonymous hacker currently leaking GTA 6 material also presents you with an opportunity to invest in a very exciting cryptocurrency, maybe keep your wallet in your pocket. We need to be smarter about who we give our money to, whether they're the crypto bros or the video game publishers that don't give a flying frick about you. Yeah, you don't have to buy every meme coin with a funny name. Sometimes you're allowed to encounter a cryptocurrency and simply continue living your life. And this is where I also stop knowing what to call this thing. Because, yeah, I started with calling it an edict and manifesto, a list of demands, and now there's a Solana token involved. So apparently we've arrived at the portion of our program where we are anonymous. We're fighting for the oppressed gamers. We are issuing decrees to the corporate elite. And then anyway, here's a Solana coin. I don't know why I went Russian for that. I don't do accents and voices very well. but I think it's fun anyway. Now, we've gone from V to Vendetta to Discord server remarkably quickly. Meanwhile, like Rockstar and Take-Two, understandably, would very much like all of this to disappear. Uploads containing the material have been hit with copyright claims while copies and discussions continue bouncing around the internet, which means Rockstar is currently participating in one of my favorite internet traditions, trying to remove something from the internet after the internet knows it exists. Good luck. And again, I'm not showing you any of the leaked footage. I don't think we need it. Rockstar's showing us more GTA 6 officially in a few days. Anyway, but yeah, it's on X if you want to check it out. Very interesting stuff there. May or may not be real. May just be AI footage. We have no idea. And that's really, I guess, where I land on this. Like, sometimes something happens on the internet where I don't think we need to turn it into the defining moral crisis of our generation. Sometimes shit just be funny. And CyberLeek can be wrong, or at least not going about it the right way. And Rockstar arguably can be completely justified in wanting its unreleased material taken down. And Stop Killing Games can be right that this isn't how you advocate for preservation, and CyberLeek can still occasionally make a good point while behaving like they just watched V for Vendetta for the first time. Yeah, we can hold all those thoughts simultaneously and laugh while we Jack Sparrow the shit out of everything. Again, not advocating for that. But, I mean, we can look at this. It's really funny. Somebody leaks material from one of the most anticipated video games ever made. They issue the Edict to the gaming industry and then follow it up with the Solana coin. I think that's funny. I think we need more things that we're allowed to just laugh at. It doesn't all have to be serious. So, don't threaten the developers or the publishers. For the love of all that is holy, please do not buy the cryptocurrency from anonymous hackers. Not really a great life choice there. But if you do want to sit over here with me and watch this absolute circus unfold, go ahead and pull up a chair. We can have some fun together. And if you enjoyed this particular episode of what I'm now going to call What the Frick is Happening on the Internet, feel free to like the video or subscribe. Would love to have you here, and let me know what you think about CyberLeek's edict, because I genuinely want to know whether I'm the only person who read some of it and thought, you're going about this in the most theatrically dramatic and possibly dumbest way possible. But damn it, that part was really funny. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace out. Bye.
That's it.